Well, welcome to the extra special happy hour, episode number 8. We have also got Karen, our wine specialist, Alisha, our beer specialist, Brian, our spirit specialist, and of course, I've got a weird sake problem.
About it.
In case you didn't get it from Alisha sitting in a tent, our theme this week is stuff that you want to eat in the woods, be it like hiking, camping, backpacking, whatever it is that you're into, that's what we're pairing with. So who wants to get started? Alisha, I think it's you.
I think it's Alisha, right?
I can. So, as you can see, I love camping. And I wanted to, we just wanted to talk about everyone with the weather warming up, everyone going back outside and being able to go hiking and camping and stuff again. We're all really excited about it. So we decided to pair each other with beverages that pair well with our favorite kind of outdoorsy food. So my favorite outdoorsy food is pork and green chili tamales from this little place on 46th and Federal Coast. Anytime I go camping, I always stop by there and pick up some tamales and usually some refried beans and whatever else looks good.
Oh man.
Awesome. And if I go camping without it, I'm just sad. So unfortunately I don't have any with me, but Katrina found this really beautiful sparkling sake to pair with my favorite camp food. So she can tell you a little bit more about what I'm drinking.
Yes, I'm happy to do that. So when Alisha was telling me about the tamales, they sounded like so good and spicy. And whenever I hear spicy, I want to put something like a little bit sweet with it. So that's why I picked the Hideyoshi Lachamte Sparkling Sake. This is a natural double fermentation. It's a proprietary method. So we don't really know how they do it, but they do it in cute little blue tanks. I have pictures, but we can't look at them right now.
Here's a photo of the bottle.
There's also a haiku on there that Naoki Suzuki, he and his wife own the brewery. But, he's the inheritor. It's been in his family for over 3 years. But this is obviously just for fun, not for tradition.
Right. I used to host an open mic, and we had this tradition where we would pass around a paper, and we would write haikus, and they all started, "I have a fetish." And then you fill in the rest.
Alicia, how's the pairing? How does it taste?
Well, the sake is really good. Unfortunately, I don't have the food with me, but
sorry, yeah.
I imagine that the pairing would be awesome. A little bit sweeter, so I feel like it would balance out the spice well. And then the bubbles, because this is a sparkling sake, the bubbles I feel like would take a little bit of that spice off your tongue, so you could kind of like brings the whole thing together. I think it's really cool. So thanks, Katrina.
Oh man. As usual, I'm extra jealous. Karen, what are you doing? What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm just, picking it up over here. So super
Sweet.
great. I don't know why I'm in a cowboy hat, but I just felt that it would be appropriate. I do have my backpack here, so I'm envisioning I have hiked several miles to a good site. I'm taking a seat, dipping my hat brim a little and whipping out my GORP, my very, very classic gobs of raisins and peanuts with also some M&Ms because I like a little sweet element too. So that was my snack, and I'm very psyched for this pairing. It's so far tasting awesome. Brian, our spirit specialist, paired for me, and I have this wonderfully aromatic cocktail. I'll just, before I tell you anything about it via Brian, give you my first impression. It almost has the aromatic of sherry, which I love so much, and I see that there is a little bit of sherry in this. Just makes it so rounded and almost has that savory element, but it also has a little bit of sweetness from the presence of the rum, which is going really great with the raisins and the M&Ms. but it's also sessionable. It doesn't feel heavy or anything. It feels really, really fresh and wonderful on this beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, it's mostly wine. So it's an ounce of Manzanilla sherry from a producer called La Guita. It's a half an ounce of an Australian sticky, the Museum Reserve Muscat from Yalumba, and then the Telluride. You have to have spiced rum or whiskey when you're up camping. I think it's just kind of how you should roll. So the Telluride whiskey acts kind of like a bitters. They have some caramel and chocolate malts in their mash bill that are really expressive aromatically. So you get that kind of. With the Muscat, you get that like pruny, chocolatey thing. Obviously, the nutty, salty from the Manzanilla, and then the Chairman's Reserve spiced, just for some aromatic sweetness to match that candy shell around all them chocolates.
Yum!
I love it.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm remembering just now that I forgot the apple slice, but Brian recommended an apple slice as a garnish for this, as like a fun kind of camping garnish. So that would be super cool. I definitely noticed some apple elements, or even like cooked apple elements with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This cocktail arrived to me in the most adorable thermos lunchbox combo. I just have to give a shout out because I'm keeping this and it's now my favorite.
Nice. Well, I'll pass that shout along to my wife because she lets me have all those batching supplies. Also, that's her lunchbox.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna shine the headlamp next onto Katrina. What do you have?
I like to do big hikes, and then kind of the only reason I do it is so that I can have like a reward at the end. So my reward is a Frenchie or a Parisian sandwich. So it's a baguette. It's got like dabs of butter on one side and camembert on the other, and then some sort of ham or pork in the middle. So today I've got prosciutto in the middle.
Yum.
Yeah.
Their bread is really good too.
Oh my God, I went to Martha's and it's so crisp. I'm telling you, when you get to the end of a big hike and like is in your backpack, it's warm from the sun being on it, it's the jam. I'm the lucky girl today because Karen paired the Remoissenet Bourgogne Blanc for me, and anytime, anywhere, any place. I'm like really happy to drink some Remoissenet, so thank you.
That's for you, just in general, but also as a pairing.
Oh man, that's great.
Not like sweet sugar, sweet like it's just so and lemon curd. If you haven't had this wine, like it's pretty much like everything that's glorious about Chardonnay.
That sounds great after a long hike too, when you're all like sweaty and you just want something cold and refreshing. Like that sounds perfect.
Oh yeah.
Totally. And yes, I went with a bottle and cork as opposed to a can situation, which we do have some options, but I just kept coming back to Burgundy Chardonnay, like a Bourgogne Blanc. I think is the only way you can go, honestly, for a sandwich that's like so simple yet so decadent and fulfilling. You need that acid, and I know Remoissenet sources most of this fruit from D-class Chablis and Pouilly-Montrachet. So you get that beautiful minerality and acidity, just cutting right through that soft rind French cheese. There's just nothing else like it. So I'm so glad you're enjoying.
Oh my God, so good. Guys, we all have to go camping now.
Yeah.
Like, that we got to do it. Even if it's just car camping, who cares?
I'm down. I got all my gear. I'm ready to go. Got my lunchbox.
Hell yeah. Sweet. Well, my favorite little snacker, I like to fish. I like to catch fish, so that's why sometimes I use this fin reel for in the lakes, but I like to fly fish too. And so I got some peach wood from my local butcher and some rainbow trout from the Marziks, and did a little whole trout over the flames.
Oh man, look at that.
Woo. It's still really hot.
Dang.
And Alisha paired me a beer. I think it's a mixed ferment with some citrus and punchin.
Yeah, so So I paired No Puns is the name of the beer from Odd Breed, which is a brewery in Pompano Beach, Florida. Kind of known for like barrel aging and mixed culture beers. This beer in particular is a Gose style, but with a little bit of lime and orange, I believe it was. And it's actually aged in oak. So I thought that kind of the saltiness and the spiciness of that style of beer would pair really well with just like super simple spices on a really light fish. And then I thought the oakiness would kind of stand up to any like oils or anything that might come out, or like if you're grilling it over a campfire, it's going to be a little bit smoky and a little bit charred. So I thought that kind of oakiness would elevate it a little bit and stand up to all those elements pretty well too. So yeah, I hope you like it.
Oh man, it's so good. I always bring butter up just for little panfish, you know, usually brook trout, stuff like that. You know, butter on here with the like just bright and salty and fresh with the citrus and the oak, and this is like, it's like a symphony in my mouth parts.
Heck yeah.
Well done.
You guys, you know what I enjoy bringing camping? Some kind of like really super light red wine that you can serve chilled. I like put it in the cooler so it doesn't have to be super cool, but like some kind of like really light French or Jamaican noir is one of my favorite late night camp beverages.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
Great idea.
It goes with like chocolate and snacks and everything, but it's still refreshing. It's a little bit chilled.
I love that you do that. I get made fun of sometimes for bringing like glass bottles on the camping trip, but like I don't really want to drink something gross. Like I'm kind of just trying
100%.
to have something delicious when I'm camping.
Don't let
Yeah,
anybody.
for my bachelor party, we all brought like different stuff. And actually, my brother hiked in a magnum of Laurent Perrier Rosé. And then we had all these scotches. We had like powdered lime and sugar and all kinds of madness, you know? It doesn't take that much. It's extra weight, but like it should be a party, you know?
Yeah, then you just work a little harder for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and like 50% of the camping trips that I've ever been on, I've like a successful bottle of beers here. It's such a wonderful experience. Why not have a really cool beverage while you're doing one of your favorite things? I don't know. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
should we
how
cut all
hot
these
is
folks?
it?
Should we let
No,
all
I
these
just-
folks go?
Heck yeah.
I
Or
just
do
wanted
you
to
guys
ask
want to hang out with us? Do you
how-
want to stay? Should we go like 20 more minutes? I don't know. Is anyone going to watch? We'll keep
I was
going.
just
We'll
curious
cut the people
how
loose.
hot it is in that tent, Alisha.
It's warm.
Okay, fine. We'll let you guys go.
Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in, and thank you for coming camping with us. We hope you enjoyed episode 8, and yeah, what a great day.
Thanks, y'all.
Go get out into the wild.